Hey, did you see this Jay-Z thing that he spent all that money at the bar and people were getting all up in arms about it on Twitter? Okay, so Jay-Z, he...
For those of you who don't know, he's a rapper. He sings rap music.
So Jay-Z, you know, by all accounts, is, you know, has been successful in the rap game. You know,
well, he's successful not only as a rapper, but he's definitely built up an empire, right? I mean, he's business empire.
Anyway, so and he's, you know, the 1 in a million guy who made it up out of the projects, selling drugs. Like, I don't think he's this like great example of what, you know, what we should aspire to, but you can say what you want about his music and whatever, his values, the things he's pumping, but he's definitely been a good businessman and made good business decisions to get to this point. Anyway,
and he married Beyonce, who's doing pretty good for herself.
So Jay-Z had, you know, like the launch of some champagne or cognac or something. He's like some brand that he's launching, and they have this big party at the club somewhere, you know, the club up in New York or LA or wherever they're at, and the server took a picture of the receipt and posted the receipt to, you know, Twitter.
Sure.
And it started going around, and so the bar tab, and I don't think it was food either, it's the tab was like $91,000 or something like that, or $94,000 or something. And then he tipped on top of the $94,000. He left the server something like an $11,000 or $15,000 tip, right? So for this event, now, you know, it's not like he sat there and drank $100,000 worth of drinks or whatever, but his entourage, his whole thing. So this thing starts going around on Twitter, you know, and it starts, you know, gaining steam, and people are getting all upset and bent out of shape that he spent $100,000 on this bar tab, right? That it is so excessive, and they just. So I saw this guy. He basically said he did a little research on it, and he said Jay-Z, you know, which there's no way to know exactly how much money these rich famous people make, but by the best estimates that they could come up with, Jay-Z makes about $42 million a year, something like $42 to $50 million a year. So as a percentage of income, you know, people were all up in arms about how, you know, excessively lavish that was to spend $100,000 at the bar, you know, one night of fun, drinks, spending $100,000. When this person, they pared it down and they said, okay, if Jay-Z makes $50 million a year, and he spent $100,000 at the bar. Okay, if you dropped, to make it more kind of the ratios of what that's like, is if you drop the last 3 zeros off the 50 million, you're left with $50,000 a year. So it would be like if Jay-Z made $50,000 a year and spent $100 at the bar.
Yeah.
Now you can still maybe say, hey, spending $100 at the bar maybe is not the best decision in your life, you know, whatever. But it's much more like when you think about, we get caught up because it's $100,000, the $11,000 tip to this server. But for Jay-Z, as a percentage of income, it would be like someone making $50,000 a year spending $100 on a night out on the bar, which is much more, you know, much more, I guess, reasonable to consider.
I mean, everybody's just so upset. I mean, yes, it's a lot of money. Are there better ways to spend money? Yes, but how many people you know that are just not good with money, regardless if they make $50 million or $50,000? So.
And not to mention that it's you know, probably a business expense because he's launching whatever, this champagne or brand or cognac or whatever.
I mean, I think he and Beyonce, like, their net worth is probably like over $500 million. I mean, they're gonna live like very few on this planet live. You're talking about like putting things in percentages. You know, Jeff Bezos, who's the CEO and founder of Amazon.
I think he's world's richest guy now.
Yeah. So, but if you go to Forbes.com, they have like a live tracker, so like live value of his net worth. And so let's say Amazon stock is up 0.5 percentage point, which it's not, it's not much.
Around a little bit though.
But for his net worth, it's like he's up $650 million, being up 0.5 percentage point. It's mind-boggling. Like you said, the Jeff Bezos, the Jay-Z's of the world they're one in, what's the statistic
Yeah,
of
one out of
you achieving that? But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm on Twitter, but people, I mean, like, a lot of times you see the worst in humanity on Twitter. People are just so angry and upset about everything. Like nobody's ever happy. It's like, man, no matter what Jay-Z spends at the bar, I'm still required to go to work and provide for my family.
I
And
feel like good for him, man.
yeah, I mean, my kids
No
still
big
need me.
deal.
Like, I can't be like, no, I can't play with you right now because Jay-Z just spent $100,000 at the bar. Like, they could care less. So anyway, that's an interesting story though. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do that in my lifetime, but you never know. Hopefully you'll be there when
Maybe we'll have a champagne brand that we're launching one day called Greg's.
Greg's Brew.